Hello guys, today I will tell you about web scraping with Python. The use case of this is quite often. So the problem is that you have some information on the web page in HTML and you want to extract this information from the web page, and usually you may want to do this for multiple different pages so that you will gather the data set and will be able to operate with it. And I will show the basic way on how you can do that, show you how to do this for several pages, tell you about the limitations, and highlight how you can improve this in the future. And yeah, in the end there will be a bonus. I will show you how you can use this approach from a remote server for free, which will be useful for you for educational purposes or in case you want to do low-scale scraping. So there is a quite easy and free way to do that. And I will demonstrate that on an example of Fragment.com service, which is a service that allows you to purchase Telegram usernames. And the use case, my use case was the following. I wanted to gather information about different Telegram names, if they're purchased or not already, and if they are available for sale, what is their current price. And yeah, you see that this information is present here on Fragment.com for this name Angela, and I see the status that it's sold, and I see the last sale price. And there is no official API on Fragment to extract this information. There is an unofficial API that allows you to get information about most recent and most expensive purchases, but it doesn't allow you to get information for a particular name. Okay, and what can you do to extract this information from the page? Let me show you. So I have a Jupyter notebook here, and I will execute it step by step, explaining you what I do and how I do that. And yeah, so I will rerun it. Start. Okay. And first thing is that I import request library with some auxiliary libraries that I will need in the future, but for now I will need requests, and I do requests get with the URL address, which downloads the HTML of the page, and then I can display it. And you may see that the page differs from what I see in the browser here. Which is quite expected. So the web server may give me a different source for a different client, though still I will be able to extract the information from here, because you see I have this price here and I have the status also here. And the next thing that I need to do is to get these elements that contain the required information and extract information from them. So for this purpose I will use BS4 library, which is Beautiful Soup, and it allows me to query elements from web page. I will show you how it works, and then we'll explain you how particularly I configured that. So in these cells, I requested the status of the name and its price. And in order to do that, I downloaded the page source first, then I converted it to a SOAP object, and then I selected element from this page. And in order to select the element, I used this string, and I will show you how I got it, basically. So in order to get this string, I go to the web page, click on an element that I want to be able to select from the code, and click Inspect in Chrome. And developer tools are open here, and I see this tree of elements, and I can navigate to the particular element that I want to select, then right click on it and select copy. And copy selector. Okay, so I copy the selector, and selector thing contains CSS selector, which is basically a path to this element. See, so it looks like a path, and then I put this string here, and yeah, and then I'm able to select this HTML element, and then I can get its text. So you see that I get this sold field from here, and I do the same for the price. So I go here, here I right click on the price, click Inspect. So I navigate to the price, and then I click copy and copy selector. There are actually different other options that I can use to navigate to the element, for example, JS path or X path. But yeah, you can use any of them, and I use selector here. And yeah, now I have selected these two fields, and let's see how it works for a set of names. So here I have an array of names that I want to get information for, and I iterate over them in the loop, and yeah, just request information for them, see how it works. Yeah, it's pretty quick, and I've extracted information for 2 of them, but not for the for third and fourth one. Let's see what they have. So this one is taken, and the problem is that I'm not able to get this taken status from here. And the problem is that my current selector for the status is too specific, because it contains the section header status and then status unavailable. And in case of taken status, it will be a bit different. Let me show you. So again, I copy the selector and see what it looks like. So I will put it nearby. So see, the first part is similar, but the last part is different. So what I do in order to get this information is I will just adjust the selector so it will work both for sold and taken status, and see how it works. So now I'm able to get information about the status for all of the elements, which is good. So let's move forward. And next thing that I will do is I will get a bigger data set of names, and will extract information for like about 40 names. So here is the data set. I've found it in the internet, and it contains information about popular names in different countries. So what I do is I get US names and normalize them here. And here is an array of names that I want to get information for from fragment. And then I do the same thing. So I run the code in a loop. The only thing is that I add timeout here so that I will not like DDoS the server. I don't want to do this too often, and I recommend you to do that. So just be cautious here and don't overload the servers that you scrape from. Okay, so we've got the information, and you may see that we had some exceptions here, and I intentionally added this try except block here so that if scraping for any element will fail, probably because of the element looks different from what we expected, it won't interrupt the entire loop. So you can do the same. And let's see what the result looks like. So I see statuses for all the elements here, though, for example, the price is not available for every element. So we have transferred here, we have none here. And let's see why is it. So here I have an improved thing. So the problem is that some pages have a bit different structure. For example, this one. So in the price field here, it has transferred. And I may want to scrape price from here also. And in order to do that, I again right click here, click on inspect. Oh yeah, click on inspect. Then right click on an element and copy the selector. And it basically will scrape price twice. So this price will be the first one that I extract, and this will be the second one. So I just put this selector here. Let's see what it will look like. Yeah, and then I put both prices in the result. Yeah, so we've done that, but there is a problem. The price is not scraped somewhere, and I have investigated this problem in already. And the problem is that the selector that I have in my browser is a bit different from selector that I should use when I get the page source using requests. And the thing is that in the browser I have this tr tag here, while in the results from requests I don't have it. And that's one of the limitations of requests approach. It doesn't look exactly like what you see in your browser. So you may face this issue. So let me show you what will happen if I will adjust this selector and will remove this tr tag from here. I will rerun the scraping now. And yeah, you see, now it's done. So we have scraped the information for the majority of the names. For some names, we still have none here, which is explained by the structure of the page. So if the status is taken, we don't have this block over here, we have price only here. So that we need some post-processing of the data set, so that depending on the status, we will get the correct price. But it's quite easy to do in the pandas layer. And you may also scrape some additional information, like who is the owner of the page, like when was the, of the name, or when was the last purchase or transfer. Like you can just extract this information from the page in the same way. And yeah, that's it. So this approach allows you to scrape information in many cases, and it's quite fast, quite easy to do, and you can just try it and tell how it works for you. That's the main part. I will tell you about the bonus in a minute. And before that, I ask you to press like and subscribe to my channel so that you will get notified about new videos. And now let's look at one more thing, which is one more limitation of this approach. I will show you this on another example. So here is also a marketplace, but not for Telegram usernames, but for domain names in ton space. And it also contains information about the page, about the name, about its status, but the service is different. And the requests thing will fail to scrape this because server returns quite strange page source for this. So it's a kind of some test page, very different from what I see here, and it doesn't contain any information about the status of the domain or something. So it's some test information, so I can't get information from here. And in the next video I will tell you how you can deal with that with more advanced approach, but for now we will stay with response and requests, and I will show you, as I promised, how you can do this on a remote server. And of course you can like buy a server and run notebook or your Python code on this server, but for the sake of education you can just use Colab for that, and the entire piece of code that I have shown you will work in Colab also. So I will put a link to Colab notebook in the description. I will also share with you the repository with the notebook, so you will be able to experiment with that. And yeah, see, all this code is working, so I can get the status for the domain and can run it in the loop. I can run it like for the data set. The only thing is that in Colab I just provide the names directly, not through the file, but yeah, it still works and the information is extracted in the same way. So try it and enjoy it, and thank you for watching. Bye.